How are we going to feed 9 billion people on our planet, while farmers only have the capacity to produce enough food for 6 billion? That question was key to this debate among 400 delegates at this conference in Brussels. Among them also representatives of farmers from Africa, South America, Asia and North America.
It's important also to involve farmers in the discussion and participation of formulation, elaboration of politics for investment. So farmers have to be able to choose.
We see the projections for population growth by 2050. We see the increasing demand for other products from agriculture. I think the challenge we have ahead of us is how are we going to feed this growing population? How are we going to make sure that the policies are in place? And from my perspective, how do we ensure profitability at the farm level?
The conference was hosted at the offices of the European Economic and Social Committee. Together with officials from the European Union and the United Nations, the delegates sought to make a recommendation to G20 farm ministers, who will meet at the end of June in Paris.
The message is that you need to more focus on the food security. You need to focus on the possibilities for market access for small-scale farmers. You need to focus on the policy coherence. You need to focus on that you really want to come out of hunger and poverty.
Si on veut apporter une réponse durable à la question de la sécurité alimentaire, il faut qu'on assure une cohérence entre toutes ces politiques et ne pas prendre la question de la sécurité alimentaire séparément autour de chacune des politiques. Donc c'est un élément qui pour moi est essentiel.
If there's one thing that became clear, it is that there is not one single solution to the problem of food security. Agricultural innovation has great potential to boost food production, but reducing price volatility and granting proper market access are seen as equally important. Global trade policy and regulation for commodity futures markets definitely are part of this debate. The challenge has to be addressed from different directions at the same time, delegates were told. France wants to use its G20 presidency this year to table a full-fledged food security action plan.
L'absence de coordination des grands États au niveau planétaire pouvait générer des crises extrêmement graves. Il est nécessaire, dans le cadre de la FAO, de mettre en place une coordination des politiques de ces grands États. Et ensuite, il va falloir travailler sur les marchés financiers. La financiarisation de l'agriculture est devenue une véritable donnée sur laquelle il faut vivre. Et il faut lutter contre la spéculation.
Agriculture is important, but we have to involve other sectors of government in this work, particularly the sectors concerned with social protection, the sectors concerned with health and education, the sectors concerned with finance. Now this is important because agriculture is such a key sphere of activity, but its real potential globally can only be achieved if these other groups are involved.
Europe is seen as a crucial partner in this debate, given the global influence of the common agricultural policy in the European Union. In the upcoming talks about CAP reform, global development issues are to be considered.
We have a tremendous experience with common agriculture policy, and even now when we discuss the reform, basically the question, should we pay farmers? Should we have direct support? And the answer, yes, because we would like them to work sustainable way. We would like to impose a lot of restrictions how they can work just to preserve our rural way of life and sustainable food production.
The EU is a huge market. If the European Union can open its market more and more to agriculture exports from the south, that will be a great boost for farmers in developing countries.
Let us recognise the way the CAP and Europe more generally is evolving on agriculture is key to the future of food security for our world as a whole.
This conference has demonstrated clearly that all key global policy issues are affecting food security, directly or indirectly. Especially in Europe, farm policy can no longer be seen separately from development issues. Climate change, global trade talks and energy supplies such as biofuels also are key elements. So when it comes to ensuring that there will be enough food on the table for all people living in the global village, there clearly is a special responsibility for Europe. Raymond Franken, EUX TV.